Money, Mary Jane, or Popeye Spinach. He is the tranquil dart of Ringside Society, Delaware's greatest American hero. And whenever he goes to Taco Bell, he asks for a chief burrito because he loves the combination of chicken and beef. It takes two to make a thing go right. He is Rob Bass, and you are not. And the second corner we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, travels for the passion, never to be stunting, fresh off a trip from the city of London, no cap, straight facts, the worldwide starboy, Remy Blue. But it's not about us. No, you see, we have a special guest tonight. Actually, a woman who is actually one of my favorite wrestlers, not women's wrestlers, wrestlers. She's one of the realest in professional wrestling. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you were a wrestler and you stepped in the ring with her, whether whether you won, whether you lost, you got your ass kicked, and you became a better wrestler off of it. Everybody, welcome to the show. 24-year veteran and now owner of Bell to Bell, Missy Sampson.
That was a.
How you doing tonight?
I'm good. That was a heck of a build up there. I will correct you though. We're up to at least I think 28 yeyears now. We're almost at
28?
Yeah.
Damn you, cage match. You keep messing me up.
Yeah, we're going on. Yeah, I'm at 28. April will be 29.
Well, Missy, I just have to say, if you haven't been told this before, you're going to hear it for the first time from, myself, Rob Bass, and our other co-host, Kathy Knight, and the rest of our Ringside Society crew. And if you've heard it before, well, I guess you're going to hear it for the 1,000th, 10,000th, millionth time. Thank you for all the matches and memories you've given us. We really and truly appreciate it. We would like to see one more match, just one more. But if you feel like, hey, it's done, then thank you once again. We really and truly appreciate you giving so many memories. You giving us so many memories. I remember the first time I saw you, it was 2012, Bombshell Ladies of Wrestling, PWS, Rahway, New Jersey. And I remember I saw this woman going to the ring and she was standing on business. And there was this guy next to me that was saying, and he was saying this, she put bitches in body bags. And I was like, oh, snap. She must be really serious. Like, if this guy is yelling that, wow, this must be, this is definitely going to be a match, as Jim Ross would call it, a barn burner. And ever since I've seen you from that time to battling people like, Amber Rodriguez, and La Rosa Negra, and so many other people, I've been like, man, Missy is one tough cookie. And I always tell people, I always say, if whoever battles her in the ring, whether they win against her, whether they lose against her, they come out a better wrestler. They get an ass whooping. They get that hell of an ass whooping, but they come out a better wrestler because they know what it is and what's up.
I appreciate you saying all that. That's extremely, extremely humbling and very sweet of you to say.
No problem. No problem.
I'm cold, so if you guys see me continuing to cough,
it's okay. We know it's the season. We're all. I take a year up north as well. I'm in Brooklyn, New York.
I'm by
Rob
Philly.
is Rob is in Delaware, right down the road from the Briscoe's chicken farm. Rob, do not steal those guys' chickens because if they whoop your ass, I can't save you. But yeah, Rob is in Delaware, so yeah, we're all up north. So I know normally we would actually say like this would be the part where I'd ask how you got into wrestling, but I'm sure you've asked that question a million times.
I give you the short version.
Yeah, sure if you want. Sure, go ahead.
I was the youngest of 4 daughters. My parents divorced when I was 4. My dad had primary custody of us, and he owned his own business, so it's not like he was home a lot. When he came home, he would watch wrestling. So I think as a kid in my head, I was like, well, if I want to spend time with my dad, I better get into what he's getting into. So I'd crawl up on the couch next to him and started watching wrestling and got into it.
So what was his thought process when like you said, Dad, I'm going to become a wrestler. The same thing you've been watching. Now you're going to watch your daughter go in there and whoop somebody else's daughter's butt on a weekly, nightly basis.
People's sons' butts too, but when I was a kid, he would laugh. It's the equivalent of being like, when I grow up, I'm going to be a superhero. I'm going to be, Batman. It's this, we weren't as close when I was a teenager. I had ended up moving in with my biological mother, which is when I started training and actually got into the business.
Okay.
But he was proud of me. He did surprise me. I was working a show for AFA. If you see black tails, I have 2 black cats, and they'll go back and forth. We were doing a show for AFA in Scioto, and my dad didn't tell me he was coming and drove all the way up and surprised me.
Oh, wow.
And I wasn't even wrestling on the show. I was managing, but I was managing the main event, and I did get to take a bump so he could see, his daughter do something. But yeah. So, I mean,
wow.
he ended up being, he was proud. Worried, but proud.
And you actually end up going to have many classics, facing many popular people. Even some of our own alumni, Gabby Ortiz. You had Kayla Sparks.
I've never wrestled Gabby Ortiz.
You never have?
No, but I did tag with her.
Oh,
on the Aspire show against Sumi Sakai and Vita Von Star.
My apologies for that.
It's okay.
But yeah,
That's
but you
wrestled right there.
You wrestled at Rosa Negra. You wrestled Amber Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
You've had battles with Mickey Knuckles.
Yeah.
Man, the list goes on and on.
Mercedes Martinez, Cindy Rogers.
Even forming a badass tag team called the Backseat Girls.
Yeah.
With Annie Social. I never forget that. Rob, you probably know it. I saw that little smile. You probably seen that tag team too. Rob has seen his share of hardcore stuff as well.
That's my best friend. We're still best friends. I talked to her earlier tonight. Like, yeah. That's I refer to her as my life partner because she'll be my best friend forever. That's
cool. Hopefully, maybe one day we could see the backseat. Like I said, I don't know how it is, but maybe we could see the Backseat Girls do one more run.
Almost positively no.
Oh, okay.
Annie has zero desire to ever step in a ring again. And mine would be a big if. If I could step back in the ring. So, yeah, I don't think you're ever going to see that.
Oh, okay.
She will be in the building March 2nd for Bell to Bell. I can't guarantee the fans are going to get to see her. She may just stay in the back, but she will be there.
Okay. So, talking about the Backseat Girls, like I said, we're not going to go into the whole first match because we've seen your career. Rob has seen it. I've seen it. We're hella impressed. We already know what it is and what's up. But the Backseat Girls. So, Trent, Birdie, great hell of a guy. R.I.P. I forgot what his last name was.
Trent Acid or Mike
Trent
Birdie?
Acid, who, in my opinion, if he were alive today, would have given us one of the most classic matches. One of my dream matches would have been him versus Kenny Omega. And that I would have literally fell over my chair if I saw that.
Yeah.
Now there's a new tag team called the New Backseats. I don't know how you feel about that.
Do you want me to tell you?
I mean, we're not in for. I mean, you go ahead. Go ahead.
That's JP and Tommy Grayson are the New Backseats.
Yeah.
They were dubbed that by Johnny Cashmere, who has every right to do so. He was one half of the Backseats. It was his gimmick as well. But I've actually met and hung out with them. They're very, very, very nice boys. And they're extremely interested and respectful of Trent's legacy and memory. So I don't think Trent would have had a problem with it.
Okay. So do you think you and Annie would ever find a pair of young women and dub them the New Backseat Girls? Or would that just be a thing?
Well, no. A pair? No. There's been discussion about bestowing it on one person. But we're not there yet. So
awesome.
About one female.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
But that was a discussion between me and Johnny Cashmere, not me and Annie.
Okay.
Annie could give two shits what happens in wrestling. Like she didn't care.
Okay. Great, it's a spectacular career, but now you're stepping into the realm of a promoter now. You're actually giving back now,
Trying.
and you're actually running. You have a new promotion, Bell to Bell. And for those of you that don't know, it's Belle, to Bell. You see the shirt right there. All women's promotion, and like, how does it feel to now you've wrestled all these years, but now you're gonna go back and you're gonna lead the next generation of young women to the spotlight in professional wrestling.
It's scary and exciting all at the same time. It's all my money. I'm the end all be all. I have booked all the talent. I have secured their paydays. And when I say secured their paydays, the envelopes are already stuffed. You can't see that. Their paydays are all in there already.
Awesome.
My entire show, their pay envelopes are done already. And the show's a month away. So that's the scary part, right? I'm putting my money on the line. Trust me, I work very hard for my money. I like my money. But it's exciting because, I'm trying to create a good, safe space for the women to come in, get some exposure, get some experience, and allow them to be creative and show how creative they are. So that's the exciting part. And,
Okay.
I really haven't been met with much negativity on the subject. So far, so good.
But that's good. But this is like a dream because you have a veteran woman, a veteran women's wrestler that is now now heading it.
Mm-hmm.
So not only do you have, not only are you giving booking advice or in charge of booking, but you're also bestowing your years of experience on those women that are wrestling for you.
Well, half of them are my students anyway. So.
Oh wow! What? Wow. That's even better, man. That's pretty awesome.
I coach at the Monster Factory now.
Oh, okay.
So Gabby Ortiz, Mimi, Stevie Brooks, Nevaeh Madonna, Salem is trained there. Claire Carreras is trained there. Yeah. So a bunch of my roster are my students.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. That's an impressive roster right there.
And I say my students, I mean Monster Factory students, mine and Danny's. But
oh wow, that's great. That's cool. So the first show coming up, what can fans expect to see from Bell to Bell?
Just I put the matches together of people I thought would work well together, right? So I'm hoping from the first show what they just see is a bunch of motivated, passionate female wrestlers being given minimal parameters and told to go create.
Wow. That's awesome. Y'all do a lot of great work at Monster Factory. I gotta definitely make a show one day, man.
I give Danny all the credit for that though. I'm still 4 years after, since I started coaching there, I'm still a work in progress. But Danny Cage is amazing. And I'll tell you now, he's not involved in Bell to Bell at all. But Bell to Bell was created with his blessing and at his urging.
Wow.
Danny Cage was the main person who said to me, you should start a women's fed and run it out of the factory. Keep me out of it.
Okay.
So, and I was like, I don't know. I'll think about it.
If I had like Tony Khan or whoever runs TKO money, I'd probably be like that to him. Like, look, we have another co-host, Kathy, who couldn't make it tonight, but I'd be like, look, Kathy, I'm running I'm running a women's promotion. I'm just gonna provide the platform and the money. Me and Rob are gonna go somewhere and have a couple of beers. you're in charge. You have fun with it.
I love that you think Danny Cage
'Cause-
has TKO Tony Khan money.
No,
He'll
I'm not saying
appreciate that.
daddy, but so the thing with me is that I couldn't be a promoter because I would baby people too much. That's just my thing. I tell people like if for me to have a promotion on my own, I'd have to have money to burn because
Okay,
I'd be
so
that guy.
I always said the same thing, that I didn't want to be a promoter because it would be my money I was gambling with, right? And
Yeah.
running wrestling companies and breaking even or making money is a huge risky gamble. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'm a hypocrite because I went ahead and did it, but you know, I've guaranteed the first year of shows through the November 30th show, and we'll see how it goes. You know, I can fund the company through the 5 shows we have announced for the year already, and we'll see what's happening. You know, if it can pick up some steam, and I told everyone I just want to break even, right? Like I'm not looking to make a ton of money here. If that happens, great, but it's not my goal. I just don't have to pay either. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd like to break even. You know, so we'll see how it goes. You know, if I can turn it into a self-sustaining entity, where it no longer needs to dip into my checking, you know, my bank account, then we'll continue to run.
Wow, that's cool. So let's say if it picks up steam, do you ever see Bell to Bell going to like New Jersey? Like, not well, you're already in Paulsboro, New Jersey, but what was that place? We Are
Bell to
Wrestling runs.
no, Bell to Bell would have to be making a lot of money for me to move the shows anywhere.
Okay.
At the Monster Factory, I have a ring, I have a building, I have sound equipment, lighting equipment, film equipment, editing equipment. Why would I go anywhere else?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the Monster Factory has everything I would need under one roof. All I have to do is bring the wrestlers in.
Oh wow, you're good then.
Yeah. So why would I go anywhere else?
Yeah, you're right. I can see.
Yeah, that
Monster Factory.
would be company suicide. That would be me spending a bunch of money for no good reason.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from now. But in regards to, I've seen like a live video. I believe it was Gabby Ortiz. That this was when I was in Japan. I was serving in Japan, and Gabby Ortiz had she was doing like a live video. It was her and I forgot this other woman's name. Her was it Riley? She has like purple hair.
I know who you're talking about. Good.
So and she was like showing me how huge the place was.
Yeah.
And how busy everybody was, and I was like, "Wow, this is a Monster Factory. Wow, that's a hell of a wrestling school,
There's
man."
a reason it's ranked #1 in the world.
Really, number one?
I've read like 2 different articles in the past 6 months where like Sportskeeda and somebody else ranked the wrestling schools in the world, and both articles we were ranked #1.
Wow, that's awesome. That's congratulations on that. That's pretty impressive right there.
That's all Danny Cage. I give all that credit to Danny Cage.
Wow. So I just have 2 more questions before I turn to Rob. I know Rob has a bunch of questions for you. So, in regards to let's say if somebody comes, if a female comes up and says, you know, she's had like a few years in professional wrestling, she's ready to like she wants to go ahead and become a promoter. What advice would you give that female? I mean, I know you haven't had your first show yet.
I mean, if it's I've had a couple of years in the business, you haven't had enough to run a show. I mean, a couple of years in the business where you're trying to wrestle, you're not trying to learn what a promoter and a booker needs to know. You're trying to get bookings and you're focused on your match on that show and then the next booking. So you're not in the business long enough to have picked up what you should pick up. in order to
Okay.
think about it. You want to say hi to Rob? That's Rob. That's Remy.
Hey.
That's Sansa.
So my
Go ahead,
last
baby.
question. Bell to Bell, the name. How did you come up with that name? Like what was the
Gabby
meaning?
Ortiz.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah. So when Danny said to me, "You should, open this all women's fed, run out of the factory, leave me out of it." Yeah, I'll think about it. Um, Gabby Ortiz is a very good friend of mine, and she's been one of my biggest supporters and cheerleaders since the day I met her. So I called her and was talking to her about it. I said, "Look, this is what Danny said." And I talked to her. I talked to Kevin Kelly. I talked to Homicide. These are close friends of mine whose opinions I value. And they all kind of said the same thing. If anybody can do it, Missy, it's you. You should totally do it. But when I was on the phone with Gabby and she said that, I was like, oh, I'm not going to come up with a name. And she goes, I always thought if I ever ran a women's fed, I would call it Bell to Bell. She wanted both bells to be Belle and then TO in the middle. And she said that and it clicked. And I was like, wait, that's a pretty good name. Like, I'm going to modify it slightly, drop the E off the last bell and make the 2 the number. So the abbreviation is just B2B. She was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then once she said that, at least for a good 2 weeks after that, I kept telling everybody I was thinking about it. I was plotting. I'd already paid to have the logo made. So, I have a custom theme song being finished as we speak. So,
What?
yeah.
Doing big, you ain't playing, man. You doing big
Yeah.
things over there.
Denimations, you can find them on my Instagram page, or I gave him a shout out on the Bell to Bell page. Did the
Okay.
logo, did exactly what I asked him to do. Spot on. She's phenomenal in her artwork. And then John Kiernan, who has done tons of people in wrestling's custom theme songs, is finishing up the custom Bell to Bell theme song right now.
Oh, that's cool. We might have to we might have a talk with John Kiernan because another unique thing we do here is we actually interview not just wrestlers. I know that we know that y'all are the focal point, but we
Oh no,
interview
somebody
people
should
that.
definitely interview John. He's probably got tons of good stuff to say about how he develops certain music for certain wrestlers. Yeah, he would probably be a really good interview. I'd watch that.
Yeah, yeah, we actually interview like the entrance theme engineers and even the people that make gear. So we're pretty much all over the place.
I told you I
Yeah,
was going to do an interview at 9. And yeah, we talked
Rob, I
about
hope Rob, I hope Lucy's not around because she
that.
she likes to make her little appearances and you know
Yeah,
This
no,
is
I think
typically the
she was
cat's time
yeah.
with me. We'll lay on the couch together watching TV.
Yeah, I got
okay.
She's
three
like,
kingdoms,
first of all, you're not
sometimes
laying
they
down,
come
you're
in.
sitting, and you're talking to somebody. Like, it's my time. Hi.
Yeah. That's right.
But Missy, I just gotta say that sounds like a great name for women's promotion. I could
Thank you.
already
Yeah.
hear the
Like I said,
chants.
I give all that credit to Gabby Ortiz.
I could already hear the chants right now. B2B, B2B, B2B. I could already hear it, and I know it's gonna become a thing.
Rob, that
First
picture
first
should be
show.
lower.
Yeah, I was going lower because I got two of your students right there. I got Brian Morris and Gabby right there.
Yeah. You've got her showing from boobs down. I mean, she's got a
Is
great
it
body,
well? Okay, I could. Okay. I
but
see what I
she's
got. Okay.
stunning in the face as well.
Okay, yeah, I got. Yeah, okay. I see how I set it up and all. I don't know how it comes in on the. The little thing on there.
It's all right.
Sometimes it
Just
like cuts
just
it
throw
off.
a link to her OnlyFans up later. It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
there you go. Yeah, I got. Yeah, it's all
With,
good.
with that being said, Rob, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
Hey,
All right,
bud.
sweet. Thanks, Remy. So what's going on, Missy? How are you been? How have you been? I haven't seen you since I think you were down there at 1CW. It's like been a while. Been a
It's been
while
a
since
while.
then.
It's been a while. I've been all right. Been okay. Spent
Well, that's good. That's
the
good.
last 2 weeks sick, but I'm just down to a little nasally now and much better.
Well, that's good. Yeah, because around here, we had that. It was like down to 13 degrees in the low, and then like a couple days later, it was up to like 60, 70 degrees. Like, oh my lord, really? Oh man.
Mother Nature is bipolar.
Yeah, yeah. No wonder everybody's getting sick and stuff. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, geez, oh man. So yeah, you're talking about Monster Factory and stuff, and yeah, you guys up there at the Monster Factory, y'all put out some talent because yeah, like one CW shows like half the roster there is like Monster Factory guys and gals and stuff. Not they're always great, they're always awesome to work with and nice, always have a blast with them and stuff, and yeah,
They
they're
better
awesome.
be.
That's right, that's right. Yeah, our new bullet, Mike Z. Guaranteed Mike Z. He's our new bulletproof champ and stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's
I
got
always
the
forget
Mike
what a
Z
camera is.
guarantee. That's right. Yeah, I remember when I first met him, I was roughing a match of his. He came down there. It's like, oh yeah, he's from Monster Factory. I was like, okay, yeah. And he come out there. I'm like, oh yeah, he's from Monster Factory. Yeah, yeah. When those guys and gals go in there, it's like, oh yeah, yeah. We know who got the hands on down.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're blessed.
Now,
We have a great group of kids, of students.
oh yeah.
We're very
Now,
lucky as far as coaching goes.
Now, did you always feel that you could be a great coach? And
No,
no.
I didn't want to do
It,
it.
oh, you didn't? You had to get
No.
talked into
Danny
it.
Cage. I'm gonna tell you now. If you give Danny Cage 5 minutes, he will talk you into anything.
Oh man.
But in a good way. He has a
Yeah.
way of making you feel like you can do things that you think you can't do.
Hmm.
So I had my last match November 2019. Then I was enjoying my weekend, sitting home, not aching all the time. Life was
Hmm.
great. I had met Danny Cage, I think one time prior to this, at a New Kids on the Block concert, no less.
Ooh,
And
nice.
we were sitting in the same
Name tough.
section. And but clearly, if you're in the business enough, like you know who people are without ever having met them, like And we followed each other on Twitter, and it was March of 2020, right before the whole world shut down, or like as the world was shutting down, and the whole speaking out movement was occurring in the industry. And he DM'd me on Twitter and said, "Hey girl, what's your phone number? I gotta call and talk to you about something." Send him my phone number. Calls. Have you ever thought about coaching? Nope. No, I have not. I do not think I would make a good coach. And he also at the time brought on Ricky Reyes, who, unfortunate for us, moved to Texas, which is why he doesn't coach for us anymore. But I said to him, like, I've trained with Ricky. Ricky has an innate ability to take the most minuscule movement in a move and break it down to teach it to somebody. I do not have that skill. And he said, that's fine. We all bring something different to the table. And we talked for a little bit. And again, he talked me into giving it a shot. And yeah, it's almost 4 years later, and I'm still there.
That's awesome. Yeah, hey, I guess you get one of those hidden talent things and stuff. It's like, man, I did not think I could do this. Here we go.
He just hasn't fired me yet. So
There you go. That's yeah. As long as you ain't fired yet, you can still get indoors and stuff. Man,
yeah,
I guess
yeah,
you're
he
all
just
right.
hasn't fired me yet.
That's right. That's right. That's how I feel about with Hardy and them. They haven't fired me or anything yet, so I guess I'm good.
Yeah, I guess I'm doing okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. So training over there in the Monster Factory and stuff, like you're saying, half of your roster and all, most of your students and stuff, man. Do y'all have are y'all gonna be on like local TV and stuff? Do y'all have something like that going on? Can we tune
No,
in when the Bell to
no.
Bell comes on?
I am in the process of putting together. We're hoping that show happens Saturday. We'll upload it to the website Monday,
Okay.
and people will be able to rent it to watch it directly from us. So majority of the profit, the profit for that is again going back into the company, directly from our website. So we're in the process of working on that, with the hopes that it will be done before March 2nd. So that way, the Monday after March 2nd, or March 4th, we can upload the video onto the website, for people to download, rent, and watch the show after it occurs. We'll be live editing it, including commentary while the show is happening. But
Okay, that's
again, at
awesome.
Monster Factory, we
Mhm.
have 3 cameras and a switcher in the back.
Okay.
Um, and commentary booth, a commentary booth set up. So all that'll be being done live while the show is going on.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, yeah, I can. Yeah, getting all that, all the camera angles, all that good stuff. Yeah, man. I hope
Yeah.
you all kick butt and stuff, man. Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm happy for y'all.
I'm excited for the girls.
Oh yeah, yeah. The talent up there y'all got, man. They definitely kick butt. I especially know Adriana, because I've trained with her at workhorse and
Yeah,
stuff, and
yeah. She was one of the
she
first
hit me in
people
the
I hit
head
up.
so hard one time I forgot how to sit down. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like, whew,
She was one of the first people I hit up.
yeah. Oh yeah, I don't blame you. I would have to. You know what I mean? If I was starting a company, you know what I mean? Gabby, yeah, I'm hitting Gabby up. You know, you gotta get her. You know what I mean? Adriana, I gotta get Big Daddy up in there too. So yeah.
Oh,
Plus, you
Gabby
know.
was officially the first person booked.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if she come up with the name, you know, you gotta get
It
her
was
on there.
Gabby. Officially, the official booking was Gabby, then Mimi,
Okay.
and then everyone else got booked after. Like,
I remember when I met her. She came to us one CW. It was at the time, and she had the angel wings and stuff on.
the
She's trying to
huge
get through the
wings.
door
Yep.
and stuff. I'm like, I'm trying to hold the bra. I was like, and we were trying to do like metal in the thing. I'm like, yeah, you need help? Goes, I was like, here, you gotta help out. I was like, oh my lord, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you guys were also on Apple TV. I mean, how did that come about and stuff? Was it pretty cool getting on Apple TV? A little thing like that, little reality show type deal.
It was in works years before I ever started coaching there. Um, Danny was working on it with Jeremiah Zagar, who's a director who works a lot with Adam Sandler.
Okay.
Um, so that was all in works, and Danny kept telling me about it for years, and I'm a skeptic. So I kept going, yeah. In my head, I'm like, it's never gonna happen. And then one day I show up and I'm having to be COVID tested, and there's like lighting crews and camera crews and producers, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this. And at first I hated it. I absolutely hated it because I came there to coach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, was it nice being on TV? Sure, it was, cool. No, I came there. I came there to coach, and I'm being asked to move out of the way because the camera guy wants to walk backwards into where I normally stand again. That like I was just like, ugh, hated it. And two of the producers, Will Krause and Janie Robb, I got to know them so well, and I fell in love with them that they then made me open up to the rest of the crew and really start to just enjoy the process. So that was cool. That was cool. And I ended up, our other direction, Galen, Summer, Natty Gomez, the camera guys, Zach Cooperstein, the sound guy, Andy, who I love beyond measure. Like the PA assistant, Mike, like that whole crew that did that show with us became family to us. They were so amazing, and they made me love being involved in it. So it was cool, but again, that was again all Danny. I would have had a bigger role in it. People asked me about that, and I said, when it hit, I was working a full-time job, going to college still, coaching on Tuesdays, and my nephew's wife had just died. So I was spending a lot of time with him and his children to help them. I said, so whoever was calling shots in Hollywood had said, can we get more stuff with Missy? But because of my schedule, I didn't have the time to give them to do that. And I was like, no, I can only give you Tuesday nights. It's all I have. I don't have any extra time. So, that's why that was that way. But it was cool. I certainly wish Apple had advertised us better, promoted us a little bit better. We did win a Grierson documentary award in England, the Grierson Award.
Okay. That's awesome.
So the show won an award. So yeah. So I mean, it was cool. Are they giving us season 2? Is Apple giving us season 2? No. Is it possible season 2 is going to come from someplace else? Yeah. And knowing Danny, probably. I mean, Dan, you can tell Danny no as many times as you want. If he wants it, he's going to keep going.
Oh yeah. Apple TV, yeah, they're not the only person on the block. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's so much stuff around nowadays. You know, I mean, you got everything. You know, you could even end up on Tubi or whatever. You know, so, hey.
I didn't even know what Tubi was until Cat Williams went off on Club Shay Shay. And was like, he's got all these comedy specials, and you can't find them on Netflix. You can't even find them on Tubi. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but clearly.
You know, I got to meet Cat Williams one time. It was pretty cool. It was like right when after he did the Pimp Chronicles thing, he was just blowing up. He did a show at the University of Delaware, and I remember he was talking about like I was driving through Kansas, CSI Delaware, and then he was talking about he was like, man, all the white people, they always had the good stuff and all that good stuff, right? Well, after the show, he was sitting there. He had a little meet and greet thing, and it was a line, sitting over there. He was on his tour bus, sitting outside of it, posted up, signing, pictures, all that good stuff. And he had his little manager or whatever and all. And I was like one of the only white people in the line. And the manager walked right up to me and was like, "Hey, Kat was wondering, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, get him to go over there and do that." And so he walked around over there, was like, and then he goes, I was like, hold on, I went over to my friends and stuff, man, because they didn't want to sit in line. I was like, man, I'm going to meet Cat Williams and stuff, man. Went over there, hooked him up, and yeah, we went on the tour bus and stuff, hung out, and he had that big Dipset chain, I got to find the picture, man. We got to take a picture with it, and they were getting ready to, start the tour bus, and it started up, and they were getting ready to go, and I was like, I sat down and was like, all right, I guess I'm going on tour with Cat Williams now, I'm going to play, Madden with all his peeps and all, and it was like, my friends were like, oh, man, we got to go, man. My wife won't let me, I was like, all right, man. I guess we gotta go. Cause I drove. Like,
you're off the tour, Rob.
I know. I had my 5 minutes of fun. It was cool being in his entourage for 5 minutes. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, Bell to Bell. You said you're all the way, all pretty much booked up for this year and stuff and all. Yeah, you said you got 5 shows. Now, do you have any surprises you can give us? Maybe something maybe some cool surprises or maybe appearances coming out or anything you can delve, or should we just wait until go to the show and find out what happens?
Wait and see. I'm looking into booking 2 talents later in the year that will require that I pay for their airfare to get here because they're not local.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not willing to divulge who those people are at this time.
Okay. So yeah, it's one of the things. Yeah, hey, March 2nd or whatever, man. You got to roll up there. You got to see what happens.
Yeah, we got general admission tickets are left now. You can get them at belltobell.com. They'll come offline, I think, the day before the show, so we can finalize the door list. You can still get tickets at the door for $10 in cash. VIP get you in at 2 instead of 2:30. So at the VIP $5 VIP upgrade is to your ticket. So you have to have a ticket to get in.
Okay.
If you're VIP, you'll get in at 2:00. From 2 to 2:30, you'll have a private meet and greet. You can buy merch, hang out with the girls. At 2:30, they'll go to the locker room. Mm-hmm. Everyone else will come in. The show will start at 3. We'll have an intermission. The girls can come back out and sell their stuff. Those who didn't buy the VIP can then meet the girls, get whatever they want, and do it that way. But the $5 extra is for you to get in half an hour early and, have first pickings on whatever merchandise the girls brought with them.
Sounds good. That's awesome. Now, do y'all have plans for WrestleMania weekend? Are you Bell to Bell or the Monster Factory or anything? Are y'all doing anything?
The Monster Factory has actually opened our building for rent for that whole week.
Ooh, okay.
It's like 2 slots a day. Monster Factory has a show Thursday, April 4th, I think it is. They'll be running then. Okay. I know Spark Joshi is running the 7th. Kaiju has rented it. Somebody else has rented it. You check the Monster Factory social media.
Mhm.
Is Bell to Bell running a show that week? Probably not.
Okay.
You know, is it possible we do something somewhere? Maybe. But I'm not 100% yet. I'm just trying to get through the first show.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, yeah. I hope that first show is awesome. Y'all knocked out the part and kick butt and stuff. You know what I mean? I hope. Yeah, I hope it's awesome. Hope y'all do the damn thing up in there.
Thank you.
Now, I want to go back. When you were wrestling stuff, yeah, you like Remy said, you went to battle with, you beat up, some guy's son, some guy's daughter. I mean, parents, the sons and daughters, man, it didn't matter to you and stuff. Now you traveled all over and stuff. Now, where is like the farthest you've traveled so far? I mean, have you been out of the country yet? Where did you get to go, like Europe or Australia? South America or
I mean,
something?
I've gone on vacation to a bunch of really cool places.
Okay.
Wrestling wise, I think the furthest I went was Canada.
Okay. So on vacation, what was like the coolest place you went on vacation? You know what I mean? Like if you went
October,
out.
I went to Tokyo.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, how was
I
that?
was
Did you
in
get your?
Tokyo for a week with my good friend Masahori.
Oh,
I
okay.
got my
Did you get the?
Ribera jacket.
I was gonna
I
say, did
was
you get your
just about to
jacket?
ask you that.
It's upstairs in the closet. I got
That
this
is
the
awesome.
shiny silver with the black trim. Yep.
Oh man.
I actually
Yeah, I'm
also
jealous.
brought the owner of Ribera's a Monster Factory T-shirt, so for
Oh,
once
okay.
they could get something.
There
Missy,
you go.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. So I was trying to save this for a surprise, but I haven't talked to him. Who is the owner and does he speak English? Because I would like to get that guy on our show. Like I
Get
said,
him. He does not speak English.
uh,
If you look at my social media, there's actually a picture of him standing there holding the Monster Factory shirt. It's the son of the original owner.
oh, okay.
So his dad started the Ribera jacket, trend,
Okay.
and he continues that. But I mean, you're talking about a humble Japanese guy that runs a small steak shop. He's not. Yeah, but
I
he
still
doesn't speak English at all.
okay, so that means I probably gotta get
Everything I
somebody
said to
that's
him was either in Google Translate or I had Masahori with me to translate what I was saying to the owner.
that means I probably gotta get somebody that speaks Japanese to translate. Because we've had people on our show that's the another unique thing about Ringside Study. We've had people like Roxy Borico. I don't know if you've heard of her,
No,
but she's a friend of La Rosa Negros. We've had
I love La Rosa Negra.
we've had Carlita Garcia, the former Katrina Cortez from um, WB, and they've both not been able to speak English, and we found somebody to translate for us so they could tell their stories. So definitely wouldn't mind trying to get him on the show just to hear his stories. I know Rob would definitely enjoy hearing those, but yeah, I've thought about trying to get that guy on our show just to hear his side of things and so on.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even know how you reach out to him
Oh, okay.
unless you're in Tokyo and you go in and talk to him. I don't.
Uh,
Make a
Rob, go
long
ahead, man.
distance
My bad.
call, I guess. Make a long distance call. So yeah, so like traveling all around the states. Do you have any funny travel stories and stuff? Because I know New Jersey. They got the New Jersey Devil and stuff like that. Have you ever been places you've seen something like that, or maybe a Bigfoot running across the street or anything? Is anything crazy
I don't think
happened? Or
I've ever seen Sasquatch.
pretty good.
I mean, all my crazy road stories are like, we got a cheap hotel in Buffalo, and we walked in and it smelled like dead fish,
Oh Lord.
and we sprayed it down before we went to the show with like body spray. Came back and like it still stunk. We went to bed and like left the next day, and we were like not booking hotels up here anymore. That
Yeah.
or the time I had to stop and go to the bathroom at a gas station, and I literally just walked in and sat on the toilet, and the car I was in is facing the door, and all of a sudden is like flicking its lights, like laying on the horn. And in the car was, Cindy Rogers, Alaire Littlefeather, and Amy Lee. And I was like, guys, seriously, stop. It's like, I'll be out in a minute. Like, stop it.
That's right. So let me do my business. Jeez, man.
Yeah, like,
Flashing lights messing with me. Gosh, gosh. So, before I pass it on back to Remy, I do got to ask, if there's any, new movies or TV shows you're into right now, because I'm always trying to find something new to watch because, I'm old and in my 40s. You know what I mean? I always watch like comfort shows. You know what I mean? Like I'll watch the same things over and over again. So I'm always trying to find, something new to watch.
currently I'm binge watching a TV show on, I think this is Netflix. It's Netflix or Hulu. I think it's Hulu, called You Can't Turn That Into a House.
Oh, okay.
I like a lot of the HGTV shows, the building,
Hmm.
decorating, or the cooking shows. This one, they take like random things, like they've done a horse trailer, a dumpster, like they turn weird random things into like tiny homes. So I'm watching that right now. I don't know what the last movie I watched. I watched a couple of Lifetime's movies last week while I was sick. Most of them were just portrayals of true crime stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, I know about the Lifetime movies. They're pretty much, like okay, I know what this is about.
yeah, I was like, wait, I know this story. Let me watch the movie.
Yeah, yeah. Netflix though, they do have those good docu-series stuff on there. There's true crime things on there and stuff. I watch
Oh, I've
those. I'm
watched
like, okay, yeah.
almost all of them on Netflix. Like they need to come out with some more because I've done them all.
Yeah, they redid unsolved mysteries and stuff. Because when I was a
I've
kid, I
seen
used to
every
love
episode
watching that.
already.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's like man, it came out. I was like, oh yeah, first day was up. Yeah,
Yeah,
I used to love that show as a kid, man. Sometimes, man, some of them stories, I would be like, oh man, get to me and all, and I'd have a hard time sleeping. I'm like, man, I gotta go to school next night, man. Why am I watching this?
yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, before I pass on, Remy, I'm gonna say, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule coming on chat with us. I
Thanks for
definitely had a
having me,
blast.
bud.
Yeah, man, I wish you nothing but the best. I hope Bell to Bell, goes out and kicks butt, and we're, we see y'all, every you're able to travel. You get so much money, you're able to travel everywhere. You can go overseas. We'll see you on TV, tearing it up, and y'all just blow up big. I mean, I wish nothing but the best for y'all.
Thank you.
Missy, it was great having you on our show. Definitely one of my favorite wrestlers. I enjoy seeing.
You're my
Once
boy,
again,
Blue.
once again,
I love when you hit up the Bell to Bell social media and you were like, who am I talking to? I was like, Remy, it's me.
yeah, I didn't want. At first, I thought it was you, but like I didn't want to assume. So I
Yeah.
was like, let me just ask first.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is awesome, man. Like, Missy's running her own promotion. That's cool, man. Great to see that. Because a lot of people when they leave, like they hang up their tights, they're done. They don't want to know nothing. They don't want to talk about their career. But it's great to see that you're giving back in the form of a promoter and a coach. And I wish you nothing but the best. Honestly speaking, I hope that that pretty. I don't know how to word this, but the dungeon and Natalia. I hope they mention you and the Monster Factory in the same sentence.
I would
I'm
fall
hoping.
over.
I'm not looking for competition between you two, but I'm just saying, like, you guys are like,
I'm a
you know,
huge Natalia mark. And if we sit here and get into it, I'm gonna get angry. Because I hate that the WWE has never given her just due with like a lengthy women's championship run. Like she's their reliable Miss Dependable, right? She's a
right.
solid, phenomenal worker. You can put her in there with anybody. She can guide anybody to it. Like she's your reliable worker. And they just use her for that over and over, but they never give her props. Like she's phenomenal. She should have been women's champion for 4 years in a row. Like a huge Natalia fan. Huge.
Yeah, she's actually one of my favorites, and I've always said that. First off, Pin Up Strong, I'm probably gonna get some flack for this. Pin Up Strong, which was her and Beth Phoenix, should have been tag team champions at WrestleMania. Don't get me wrong, I was glad Tamina finally got a title, but I always felt that should have been Pin Up Strong's, moment. That's just my opinion. And I feel the
I'm
same
also
with
a huge fan of
Natalia.
Beth. So
Yeah, and also I felt like Natalia should have, gotten a bit more. I mean, she still could do it. Hopefully, she gets. Eventually, we
I
see her
mean,
get that
she
long title
can,
run.
but I get disheartened when she's been with WWE so long, and they're bringing in new people, and she hasn't got like. Come on, they're always going to be bringing in new people. So like, give her just dues. Like, give that woman the push she deserves.
Yeah, hopefully, you get to see it very, very soon. I'm really hoping because man, that whole family is so talented. It's unbelievable, and they're so humble. Like we had Mike. I don't know if you ever heard of this guy, Mike the Match Hart. We had him on our show. Hopefully, we'll have him back on again.
Matt Hart.
Mike Hart, Mike the Match Hart. That's
Oh,
that was I think Ross Hart's son.
okay.
And I was like, he's wrestling in as one of the Heartthrobs up in, or I think Heartbreakers up in it's his own tag team up in Canada. And to this day, I'm still like baffled. Like this guy was actually on our show, and he was humble as anything. Like he
Well,
didn't
anybody that
act any
knows me knows
certain
that
way.
Bret Hart and Dusty Rhodes are my two favorite wrestlers of all time.
Oh yeah, you gotta love Dusty.
So
Dusty
I'm a
was.
huge Hart family mark. So
Dusty's one guy, well, in the black community that he would definitely be invited to the cookout. Like, hey, Dusty, come over, man. What you want, some
right?
ribs?
Yeah.
He's like Rob over here. Rob come over. Hey, Rob, what's good, man? We want some fruit punch or collard greens. Come on, man. You look skinny, man. Your girl ain't feeding you. Come on, have some ribs, man. Have some fried chicken. That's how Dusty is, man. Like
Yeah.
he's that guy. Like he's just cool with everybody, man. Yeah, but yeah, we wish you and Bell to Bell nothing but the best.
Thanks, guys.
I've seen the roster you're building and the matches; they are phenomenal. Honestly speaking, I myself am actually gonna make sure I subscribe to actually see that first match because I know it's gonna be something memorable.
Thank you.
We just wish you nothing but success from here on out. Before we shut this show down, where can fans find you on social media when they want to, check out Bell to Bell, purchase Missy Sampson merchandise or Bell to Bell merchandise?
There's no Missy Sampson merchandise. We're Bell to Bell. It's Belle, the number 2 Bell, on all social media. And then we have the website belltobell.com, which is where you can see upcoming shows, the roster. You can, get merchandise. Yeah. Buy tickets.
Awesome. So y'all heard, definitely go out there, Paulsboro, New Jersey. If you're in Paulsboro, New Jersey or surrounding areas, definitely check out Bell to Bell. Great company led by a great woman, and it's going to be in a great area. The building of one of the world's best wrestling school, Monster Factory. Head over there, check them out. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee you that. And trust me, the first time show hasn't even started. I already know what they're gonna bring. So y'all definitely check out Bell to Bell. Trust, support indie wrestling. That's how you do it. You're supporting your local indie promotion. So definitely go ahead and enjoy that show. And with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. My eyelids are getting heavy. My stomach is rumbling. That means it's time for dinner. Well, actually, I had dinner, but time for dessert and a nap. Maybe not in that order, but before I partake in those activities, Rob Bass, the Mel Gibson to my Danny Glover, the Ricks to my Murtaugh, and the Sean Spencer to my Burton Gus. So where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling, purchase Rob Bass merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
You can find me on X and Instagram at Rob_Base82, and you can find me on Facebook, Rob Base. And this Saturday, 1CW, we have a show in Houston, Delaware. Yeah, definitely don't miss out on that. We have Bobby Fish coming out. He's going 1-on-1 with Ranch Hand Carlson. We have the world famous Cheeseburger. He's going 1-on-1 with against Ty Awesome for the 1CW Pro Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, definitely don't want to miss out any of the action we have going on. If you do, we're on DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com. If you're in the area, you can catch us on Comcast. I think it's 203, 204. If you're not in the area and you still want to check us out, you can just go to DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com. We have all past shows, you can check out from show number 1 until right now and get caught up and know everything's going on.
That's right. Hey, so if you're in Delaware, definitely check out 1CW. A lot of great men and women there. They got a big show. If you're in the surrounding areas, head on over there. You won't be bored. Like I said, support indie wrestling. That's where a lot of your WWE and AEW and TNA stars come from as well too. If you don't support indie wrestling, like I said, Rob Base, and now you got Cheeseburger in the building, so they're gonna come to your house, eat all your food, and you see how they're skinny already. They're gonna eat all your food and leave a skipper rope in your fridge. You know what that means? That means you gotta skip that meal because they done ate all your food. So support indie wrestling if you don't want them all up in your house. I'm just kidding, but no, for real, support indie wrestling, man. It's a great thing. That way, when you see people they get signed to like AEW or the other big companies and whatnot, you could be like, wow, I saw this person just the other day in my small town, and they had the crowd going. It's always a great feeling. Trust me on that. But if you want to find me on social media, not that I say a lot of cool things, but I do go to a couple of cool places. You can definitely find me on X and Instagram at the Remy Blue. You can also find me on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue, and also our podcast is also on social media. We're on X and Instagram at Ringside Society. Facebook is Ringside Society. That's our group. We're on Spotify, Twitch, Ringside Society 2019. We're also on Teespring, where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. And last but not least, we are also on YouTube, where you can see cool interviews like this one, like the one we had yesterday with JJ Dillinger, who's 1CW's ring announcer, many other great men and women, all around the pro wrestling world. You can find those interviews on YouTube. And it's really simple. All you got to do is go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society. And once you see that really good looking dark blue and light blue yin yang sound with the blue things around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all the videos, because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. But with that being said, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in live tonight. Thank you very much. We really and truly appreciate it. We're one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan could, should, and would listen to, and we're not going to stop being that. To those of y'all that are going to listen later on, we get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away. Well, like myself at the Golden Corral and Rob Bass at the Taco Festival.
Nope. If they don't like you, don't waste your time or energy or breath on them, because they don't matter.
That's right.
But don't talk about them and then put them on your level where they don't belong.
That's right.
Just keep it moving with love and positivity, brother.
That's right. Hey, They hate us because they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. So with that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we're very well and aware. It's no secret. Everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag we are not the same. Hey, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for Bell to Bell B2B, and one time for their courageous leader, Missy Sampson.
Woo!
What type of podcast are we?
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. We'll be back. As a matter of fact, we'll be back tomorrow with our NXT Vengeance prediction shows at around 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, sometime in the night. We're still figuring it out. But until then, we just have 4 favors for y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and enjoy wrestling. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.
Good night, guys.
Bye. See ya.